Heart wishes are a practice that I got through mindfulness. I think if you were to look at mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, which was the only like research-based tool or evidence-based tool that you could go to when I started getting interested in mindfulness, I think Heart Wishes is part of their like process and their evidence-based practice, which was originally done with people that were suffering from chronic pain. John Kabat-Zinn, and I think it was the University of Massachusetts, I think, hospital, the UMass hospital. So Heart Wishes is part of mindfulness, and since whatever was studied, I think it was part of Buddhist philosophy. I think it was part of how they practice mindfulness. But how I used Heart Wishes and how they became relevant for me when I would see others suffering. So you see someone suffering and you intuitively at some point know that it's their suffering, it's their experience. And so holding space and trusting that that person can move through this life experience is one way to be in a space where someone's suffering. The other with Heart Wishes is something that I started doing, and I started to be able to like facilitate it with kids. So when there is suffering and it's not something that you have any control over, considering what you wish would be happening. So if someone is experiencing a life circumstance that you can imagine is painful, what do you want for that person? Do you want that person to feel loved? Do you want that person to feel a sense of possibility, a sense of connection to something more? Do you want that person I'm going to look down because I wrote some thoughts down this morning, but not there. Oh, do you want that person to trust in a life force? And Phil Stutz uses that phrase, life force. I've never used it, and it sounded kind of like scientific or like those movies, like sci-fi, like Life Force. But I think that believing in like a life force, like propelling you to move towards life, propelling you to, even though you know that there's this darkness, maybe this suffering, but that there's this like maybe an intuitive pull towards a life force, towards maybe trust and possibility, which you can't speak for somebody's process. But if somebody's suffering from an authentic space, considering what do you want for that person? So making those wishes for that person and making those wishes for yourself. So when I did this with young kids, like kindergarten and first grade, and if kids had family members that were in the like prison system, if kids had family members that were sick, if kids had family members at the time that had been deported, that had been taken from the country, just things that you don't have control over. So considering that person, bringing them into your like mind space and making wishes for what you want. So let's say that person's name was Frank. So let's say, Frank's suffering. So creating a space of Frank and an authentic space. I used to do this in a video I made 4 years ago for kids, I talked about how I used to do this because I loved my dog so much. And I would be thinking about her when I was gone. So I'd make heart wishes. I wanted Keely to feel safe. I wanted Keely to feel loved. I wanted Keely to know that I was, thinking about her, like the sense of something more, I guess. So heart wishes would be bringing in that person authentically. And that person could be next to you. So allowing space for their suffering without feeling like you need to fix it, without feeling like there's anything you're supposed to be doing that's right or wrong, but just allowing space for suffering and belief in the process, belief in the something more. So let's use Keely's name. So may Keely feel loved. May I feel loved. May Keely feel a pull of the life force. May I feel a pull of the life force. May Keely feel connected to a sense of something more. May I feel a sense of something more. So for me, what works in Heart Wishes is connecting to that space of love and possibility. And so it's through that space that you're creating a desired outcome. So not to make yourself feel better because you can't handle the suffering, but from an authentic space of just believing and trusting in something more. And that something might be that loved one is present, that there's some way of connecting, not because you can't handle the pain, but because of a belief in a life force, a belief that there's something more. So I want to connect that to a book that it's a resource at the school that I work at called The Infinite Game. I have the book here and I just lost my place in it. But Simon Sinek talks about a just cause. Simon Sinek talks about a just cause and talks about the why. So there's the what you do and then the why you do it. And so for him, his just cause is he wants to live in a world where people wake up inspired, where they move through the day with a sense of meaning and purpose, and where they go to bed with a feeling of fulfillment. And when I read that, and it was just this summer, I had listened to it a while ago, but I am rereading it. And when I read that, I was like, my first reaction was like, come on. And then I caught it right away. I think I should have a belief in possibility. So I started using it as a mantra. And then I started using it, considering, so if I'm thinking about people that I work with, making those wishes for them and making those wishes for myself. So I'm going to use somebody's name I work with in case she watches this. So may Katie wake up inspired. May I wake up inspired. May Katie move through the day with a sense of contribution, with a sense of meaning and purpose. May Sally, me, move through the day with a sense of meaning and purpose. May Katie go to bed with a sense of fulfillment. May I go to bed with a sense of fulfillment. So it connects to that shared humanity. There's 3 other words that I think work a lot that are kind of general. If you want to make wishes for someone, maybe it's a student that has some, in the environment, has some learning differences, emotional differences, attention, something that seems to be getting in the way of their ability to fully express, to be a full expression. So may they be capable, may they contribute, and may they tap into a sense of control, like a sense of control over thoughts, feelings, urges, impulses, and then making those same wishes for yourself.